I've gone to the buzzer assignment. I have opened up the document. I have made a copy, and then you can see I've already attached it to Google Classroom. That way I'm going to be able to work right in the document. And I know if I forget to turn that button, if I forget to click, that's okay because I'm going to see it. So here we're going to put your names. So make sure you put your name in. If you're working with someone else, make sure you put that other person's name on. You have to download the code. So remember, click on the link, download the code, and this gives you the directions to upload it. You can see I have already done that. So I have my buzzer on off code right here. And it's going to tell me what I need to collect. So I need to have one black alligator wire, one yellow alligator wire, and one buzzer. And it wants me to notice that the buzzer has a plus and a minus symbol on it. And I need to put one end of the black alligator clip to ground. And again, we want to highlight as we go. So anything that's super important that I might not remember. And we have so many different input devices and output devices. It's hard to remember where they all plug in. So I like to do that. I like to highlight in the other end to negative. So ground goes to the negative, and that's sort of similar to what we've been seeing with our outputs. And then they're going to have the yellow alligator wires. And again, if you don't have yellow, you want to use another color, that's fine. Just don't use red, just because we want to follow conventions. And this one's going to go to pin 0. So we're going to highlight that. And then the other end to the positive end of the buzzer. So that's great. Now I know that Kenzie would not have allowed, see, she would fix that. She wouldn't have the yellow highlight on the yellow. Oh, I'm changing the colors of the words. I'm not even doing the highlight. Jeepers creepers. Okay. Oh my goodness. There we go. Okay. So the other side goes to the positive end. And it says the buzzer's not polarized like the LED, so that means the buzzer will still work if we switch them. Okay, so that's good. That'll work no matter what. We still want to do the positive ends because we want to get used to ground going to the negative and the pin going to one of the positive side, because if we get into that habit, then our other output devices will work. Didn't even know we were going to have Bruins fans in the class, but we do, and so we're using those black and yellow. So it said yellow goes to pin 0, check. Black alligator to ground, check. All right, I said check too soon. Then we're going to get our yellow side. So the pin we want to put on the positive. So the color choices were decided long before we even knew we'd have Bruins fans in our class. But I have my yellow and black wires, go Bruins, and I'm going to plug one into pin 0. And I'm going to put the black one onto ground. So the opposite of the pattern that we saw with the inputs. On the inputs, we were sticking everything on, we were using 3 volt. And now when we're on outputs, we notice we're using ground quite a bit. And the pin 0 is going to go on the positive side. So anytime I use those pins, I want to go positive. And again, they said that it's not going to matter. It will still work if we plug this in wrong, but our other outputs won't. So we want to get into the habit of wiring them the correct way. So we have plus going to the pin, and we have the minus going to ground. And we have that all set. So let's see if I can reset my code on the back, because this code is just going to run through once. So I don't know if you heard it. It's very faint. I'm going to try and move it over to the microphone here. So it is making a noise. It does not make a very loud noise. And the reason for that is because with the classroom full of everyone with these, it would be rather noisy. So you might not like the sound that it makes, but it is making a sound. So now we're going to move back over to our questions. So it reminds us to carefully check our wiring and make sure that we're plugging into the right thing. And it also tells us that if we click on this emulator, we can see where it's wired. So we can check that. And now we have to answer the question. So did our program perform? Mine did. And if it did not, did we check the wiring? So you're going to double check to make sure if it didn't work. And can you think of a better way to control the program start? Consider using something from the input drawer. So one of the things that was frustrating, or not frustrating to me, is that because it only runs one time, if you missed if you missed the noise, you're not going to hear it again. So maybe you want it to go on something else. So maybe you want it to go on a shake or something, a button being pressed or some other type of trigger. And so they want you to try different things and write how it worked. And the next piece you have to do is, and so for me, like let's say I wanted it to be with a button being pressed. So let's say I do, maybe I want 2 buttons, A plus B, to play that. And then maybe I want it to be a loop as well. So maybe I want it to go, let's say I'm going to go into the loops. I'm going to put the loop in there. And so I want it to play 4 times. And it's not even going to, I didn't even put any pauses in there. So it's just going to make that solid sound 4 times in a row. So because there's no pauses. But again, you can make anything you want. And then I'm going to download this and try it and see what I think about that. So I've downloaded my code, so now nothing happens. If I hit the reset, nothing's going to happen with this code because you can see that I did away with the on start, so it's not happening. Nothing's happening on start. I can press reset on the back as many times as I want. Nothing happens. Now if I press A and B together, now it makes the sound for a lot longer. So we'll put in a description of what we tried, and then we're going to go to the modifying the beats. And you can see that I've made some changes already. If you right click and you duplicate, you can drag more blocks in, and then you can go and you can sort of just play. If you're musically inclined and you know what will work really well together, yours is probably going to sound a lot better than mine. And sometimes what I do is I look up things online, so you can look and find out, how to program certain things. So they'll have some easy like nursery rhymes and stuff online that you can search up if you want. And I'm going to test it on my emulator first, see how this sounds, and if it sounds terrible, maybe I will do something else. Okay, it's not horrible. I can deal with that. It's not horrible, but maybe you'll come up with a better, and so that's just playing with the tone, with what note you're playing and how many beats. So that's one thing. And then the other thing that it wants us to do is to add another button block from the input drawer. And this time it wants us to use button B on our new block. So I'm going to go back to input. I'm going to take out a new block and I'm going to do button B. And then select the ringtone block from the music drawer. So we're going to go into music. And we're going to do ringtone. And now we're going to test the B button. So let's see. And so there's the stop button, because what do we notice is happening here? So they want to know the difference between a ringtone and a plain tone back. So you can play, so you can click on one and you're going to describe the difference between the two. And now we're going to download a new piece of code. And so again, we're going to download it and we're going to answer what tune we think it's playing when we download and import it. So let's try that. Same process, clicking on that, it opens up the file. I click on the download. It's going to download the file. Over here, I'm going to click on my home button and I'm going to click on the import. Usually it says import if it's fuller screen, but on the squish screen, it just shows that import. I'm going to input the file. I'm going to select it. And yours is a little bit different because I'm on an actual computer, but you'll just go to the recents. And there's a new one. Oh, look at all that code there. It's nice and long. Oh, it ends in ta-da. It's going to be a good performance. So we're going to see if we know what tune this is. Let's see. Actually, I need to look to see what I clicked to make it work. Button A is pressed. There we go. When I play through this, it went a little bit, it didn't sound right. You couldn't hear it. But play on the emulator for you guys and see if you can hear what song it is. I could not tell what song it was by listening to it. So I actually do know the answer because I have the teacher's manual, but I can't hear it myself. So we'll see what you guys come up with. And don't worry if you don't get it, because I would just be making a guess. Actually, I'll tell you right now. It's supposed to be Mary Had a Little Lamb. I do not hear that. But this is the more fun part. What you're going to do is you guys are going to create a new sound. So you're going to take away this stuff, and you can either just trash the whole thing and start anew. So you can just drag it to the trash, or you can just change some of the things in it. You're going to make your own tune, and you're going to try to see what it sounds like. And then you're going to publish your code, add it in here. Don't forget to hit the space bar to add a hyperlink, and then you're going to be all done. I want you to have fun with this one. It's really neat making your own music and see what you can come up with. I hope you come up with some really nice tunes.